This is Mutant League Hockey, the second scariest EA hockey game behind NHL 15. Mutant League Hockey, released in 1994 by Electronic Arts, is a relatively forgotten hockey game, but this October it serves as the perfect way to celebrate spooky season. The game is pretty simple, and it actually runs in the NHL 94 engine, so like NHL 94, most people can just pick up and play without an issue. It also doesn't rely on the player's expertise of 90s hockey, so it stands out to a general audience as well as a hockey audience. Gameplay-wise, the game's pretty good. The menu is almost the exact same as NHL 94, but the longer playoff mode is shortened to a best of 3 instead of a best of 7, and there's 2 new gameplay variables you can change on the menu, the Stadium and the Death Index. The first one doesn't change much, it's more of an aesthetic thing, but the second completely changes the way you play on the ice. If you let it sit at rough, it's just kind of there, and you're going to miss out on what Mutant League Hockey truly has to offer. And if you set it all the way to the top, there will be more bloodshed, and you're a lot more likely to run into Mutant League Hockey's cruel version of a mercy rule, all of your players dying and you lose. When this happens, regardless of the score, the game will end, and whoever can still field a lineup wins the game. This adds a nice bit of perspective and philosophy to the game, because even during a hockey game being played with cyborgs and aliens, there's still enough humanity for our own mortality and vulnerability to come into play. If you're sadistic enough to turn the death index all the way up like me, you're going to encounter items in the game thrown on the ice by fans that you press the violence button, which is the A button, to use. This includes conventional weapons such as knives and axes, but you'll also run into things like whips, which can turn a family-friendly hockey game into a scene out of 50 Shades of Grey. Not every item is a violence item. For example, some fans will throw Molotov cocktails on the ice in the middle of play. Because of this, I was able to conclude that all of the rinks in Mutant League Hockey are located somewhere in downtown Vancouver. The game also has more coach dialogue lines than NHL 21, which is a plus. It adds a lot to the immersion factor, because before the game, your coach might talk shit about the other team, or he'll talk about putting you into a meat grinder if you lose. It's kind of weird at first, but it's something that the game has that no other sports game other than Mutant League Football has, and it gives it a lot of charm. The game in its simplest form is a reskin of NHL 94, so the gameplay is pretty good because it compares to NHL 94 really well, but there's a few things that I think are worth bringing up to talk about the differences. The first is that it is insanely hard to score in Mutant League Hockey. I'm not really sure as to why, as the sprites for the game aren't really different sizes. It's not like the net's crazy small or the goalies are crazy big. But when I aim my shot, everything I do feels exaggerated. I feel like I can't hit the broadside of a barn, a little too close to real-life hockey for my liking. The goalies are just as unpredictable as the shooting as well, and it kind of sounds weird to say this considering I just talked about how you can't really shoot well, but I've seen multiple goals scored from behind a team's own blue line, which should I add counts as double, and it's kind of just a weird thing that when you get a shot on your net and the goalie moves all the way to the corner. I've only played Mutant League Hockey for a few hours, so I can't really speak volumes about it like I could for NHL 14, NHL 94, or really any other yearly release in the series, but the game is without a doubt the biggest change of pace EA could have taken after developing NHL 94, and like its predecessors, both in terms of franchise, that being Mutant League Football, and game engine, NHL 94, Mutant League Hockey has a lot to offer its player and provides a unique experience. If you have an hour to kill and a controller to plug into your computer, this ROM is the perfect way to spend your All Hallows Eve. Once you'll get playing, you'll probably find that the only scary thing about the game is how little known it is and how much it costs to get a physical copy. Holy shit.